What's up, Gems? Welcome back to the VVS Academy channel. Today we've got something very exciting. Today I'm joined by Blake, who is a funded FTMO trader. He has passed 3 $100,000 challenges and verifications, and he is the head of education and founder here at VVS Academy.
What's up, Gems? Happy to be here.
So we're going to explain the process of sort of how to get funded and really how traders can maximize their profits by seeking additional funding. Now there are, third-party funding sources such as hedge funds or private investors, and we're not really talking about that here. What we're talking about is seeking funding with a proprietary trading firm like FTMO or another trading firm. With private investors or a hedge fund, typically you're saving historical data and for several years to make sure that you have a successful trading history, and then pitching yourself to investors or to a hedge fund or something of that sort. With a proprietary trading firm like FTMO, you can just pass a challenge that they give you to essentially prove how good you are at trading, and then they will give you funds to trade with after that. We want to talk about what getting funded is and how to get funded. Now we've got tons of questions here queued up from students and people that reaching out to Blake and myself on our social medias, asking tons of different questions. So we're going to hopefully answer those for you guys here. So let's start off very basic. Like, what are the steps to getting funded?
Yeah, so there's 3 steps in order to get an actual payout on FTMO. The first step is where you have an account of the whatever amount you decide to spend your money on. For example, if you spend $600, you can get their largest account, which is their $100,000 account. You have to obtain 10% increase on account without ever going 10% negative, as well as a couple other requirements. And then once you pass that step, then you go on to step number 2, which is just getting 5% gain on account. The account is then again reset one more time after that. Then you have what's known as a real account, funded account, and this is where you actually are able to trade as much as you can. And after a minimum of 1 month's time, you will get to keep 70% of whatever you earn.
Okay, and then the next question we've got here are, what are the trading objectives? A lot of students are curious about exactly how you're able to pass and how they evaluate your trading abilities.
Yeah, so the trading objective is like I said earlier, to get that 10%. Once you achieve that 10% mark, that is the hardest and most important benchmark to pass. Another benchmark to pass is a minimum of 10 trading days. So that's just where you trade as long as it's at least something during the day, that'll count as a trading day. Some of the requirements to not do is to never have one day where you go negative 5% from whatever base you started at down on one day. So you can never risk more than 5% in one day. You should always risk less than that. And then you also can never go more than 10% down in total among multiple days.
And then what actually happens when that trading period ends?
Yeah, so if the trading period ends and you have not yet achieved the goal of gaining 10% on account, it depends on how far you got. Is your account currently negative or is it currently positive? If it's currently negative, unfortunately that counts as a violation of one of their rules, and you actually have to restart the challenge and pay for it again. If, however, you actually finish positive, at least 1 cent, then you get the opportunity to take the challenge over. Now keep in mind, that does count for a minimum of 10 trading days. Also to note, your trading period can end early. This is the case if you already have achieved your 10%, so then you don't have to wait the entire month. It's a minimum of 10, like I said earlier, but if within 10 days or shortly after 10 days before your month's over, if you get that 10%, you do get to go on to the next step, which is the verification step.
And the next question here is, do you get an additional month for the verification step?
So the verification step, you actually get twice as long. You get 60 whole days in order to pass it, and you still have the minimum of 10. So again, you have to get a 5% increase on account without going, it's the same exact rules, without going more than 5% down per day, and never more than 10% down in total. So it's much easier than the challenge to pass. And once you pass the verification, then you can then move to the next step of actually getting funded.
And then once you're funded, how do they give you a live account? Like, how does the funding process actually then work?
Yeah, so once you have passed the verification, you're going to want to email them, and they give you the email right on the FTMO website. Just to go ahead and email them, and you just let them know that you've passed. Once that they realize that you've passed, they'll do a quick check. It takes around 1 day or so to do this check, and then if they determine that you indeed have passed, they will then send you an agreement. You have to sign this agreement. It's a contract, and just says that laying out all the rules, all there in plain writing for you to go ahead and sign. As soon as that's all signed, you then send it back to them. Once they receive it, then they send you the login details for a brand new account that is then the funded account.
And then is this funded account actually a live account, or how does that work?
So the account that you get once you're funded is actually a demo account still, just like in the challenge and verification phase, and it will be with the same broker and same everything as before. However, now they're going to mirror the trades that you take onto a live account. And they do this so that you never actually hold any of the money. You only just trade on the demo the whole time. And at the end of that, you get to keep the 70% split on whatever money you make from that.
Okay, then looks like the last question here is, are there other trading objectives or rules you have to follow once you're funded?
Yeah, so once you have the funded account, you then have to adhere to a couple other requirements. One of which is you can no longer hold trades over the weekends. Now again, this is only for once you're already funded. You are allowed to do it during the challenge verification phase. And then you also have to exit or you can't enter into trades during any important events. So it'll give you, they'll send an email ahead of time. It'll let you know what currencies you can't trade. It's only during certain planned events. And they give you a 3-minute window plus and minus for that event. And that 3 minutes sometimes changes. I've seen it 5, and they like to change that around every now and then as well. Another thing we get asked all the time is, what is the best way to pass the FTMO challenge? Now, I have actually created, with the help of the whole team at VVS Academy, an entire course dedicated to helping you pass the FTMO challenge. We'll try our hardest to help you achieve whatever goals you have according to FTMO or even just trading in general. VVS Academy also has a vast community of traders all headed towards the same goal of getting funded and becoming consistently profitable. Not everyone in VVS is actually going for the challenges. There are also other people trading on normal accounts, and we help people become consistently profitable with that as well.
Another thing I like to piggyback on that is just passing the challenge in general. Something that we recommend is really practicing a lot on a demo account first and figuring out if you're able to trade consistently, profit consistently, and not break any of those rules and be able to meet those trading objectives before you actually go ahead and pay to attempt the challenge. We think that's very important to do before you actually make that initial investment to attempt the challenge. You want to make sure that your trading skills are where they need to be before shelling out any additional money for that. That's all we have for you guys today. Hopefully we answered some good questions for you and gave you some more insights on FTMO in general. If you have some more questions, or if we missed anything, maybe you want to find out more about how to get funded, or any questions about VVS Academy, go ahead and drop a comment below and we will make sure to respond to you and answer some more questions.
If you want to see more videos on my FTMO journey, go ahead and check out my YouTube, Trade Connect VVS. It'll be linked below. There should be a thing right here as well. Go ahead and click that, and I'll see you on my channel.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.